friends, welcome to the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby, and I am coming to you from southeastern New Brunswick, Canada. Today is June the 6th, Friday, and you are watching episode 119. Welcome. This is a podcast about my knitting adventures, and I do crochet and I do spin as well. But there will not be any of that today, just knitting. So yeah, I always put detailed show notes in the description box below. There's a little down arrow about right here that you can click on, and I always link you directly to any pattern makers or just yarn dyers, anything like that. So you can always find that right there. You can also find me on the interwebs as Inspired Knitting Podcast. That's Instagram, where I am most active. So yeah, welcome. I got my second cup of coffee of the day. I thought that I would podcast. It's a Friday, which is typically not podcast day. I usually do it on the weekend, but it is a quiet house here this morning, so I thought that I would take this time out and have a chat with y'all. So yeah, what have you guys been up to? It has been gorgeous here in the Maritimes. Spring has really sprung here. The lilac trees are in full bloom. We have a couple white lilac trees and a couple of purple ones, and lilacs are my favorite, and I can actually see one from my bedroom window here. It's a purple one, so I am super happy about that. I love sitting out on the patio now to knit because you can just breathe in the smell of the lilacs. I love it. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. So anyways, I have 3 finished objects to share with you today, and I have a few works in progress. So I'm just going to get right into it. Grab your beverage of choice and your crafting, and we'll get started. Alrighty. So the first pair of socks that I'm going to share with you, I have never shown as a work in progress. It is these beauties. This is Fall Harvest by Novaknits. Novaknits is a local yarn dyer in Nova Scotia. And this skein has been sitting in my stash, and I have been really wanting to knit it up to see how it worked up. And I really love it. It's almost like it did micro striping, and I really, really love it. I'm just going to bring it closer because you can see all the different colors in there, and I really love, if I can point it out, like that pop of hot pink. That makes me so happy. I love it. So for this pair, I decided to do some shorty socks. I did 2x2 ribbing for about 20 rows for the cuff, and then I went directly into the slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset. I did do the square heel again, so the square heel turn. I spoke about that last time in my podcast. And yeah, the rest of it is just plain vanilla. And there is 2. I've only been showing 1. So yeah, these were really, really fun to do. I really enjoyed these ones. And they work up so fast. Gotta love shorty socks. Sorry about that. All right, so the next pair you guys have seen as a work in progress. I finished my Gobsmacked socks. This is, I think it is unicorn. Is it a unicorn or pony colorway? And I finished them. It's just a plain pair of vanilla socks, 2x2 ribbing for the cuff, about 20 rows, 50 rows for the leg, slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset, and I did the square heel turn again because I've been really enjoying it. And yeah, the rest is just plain vanilla. I really loved how these ones turned out too. Really did a cool effect. So I got those ones done. And then I'm just going to take one moment here and put the next pair on the sock blockers so I can properly show them off. The next pair is my, is also Gobsmacked yarns, but this is the pair that, or I should say the yarn that I dyed during a dye class that Merritt had hosted. So I finally got these ones finished and off the needles, and I could not be more pleased with how they turned out. This is so up my alley. I love my purples, and the way that it turned out with these like little specks of hot pink and gold, and it's just so beautiful. I love it. So same vanilla sock pattern as I normally do, 2x2 ribbing for the cuff, 20 rows, 50 rows for the leg, slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset. I think I just did a normal heel turn on this one, not a square. But yeah, just a normal vanilla sock. But I really, really enjoyed how these turned out. So yeah, I love it. All right, so just gonna hang those up there and take a quick sip of coffee. I don't want it to get cold. Midnight and Sassy, my two kitty cats, are in the living room playing. It's so adorable. Midnight, if you're new to the podcast, is a black cat, and obviously by her name. But she is what we like to call a rescue. She was an outdoor cat here, and one day she just came in a couple months ago, and she hasn't left. And it's really adorable because my other cat, Sassy, Midnight follows her everywhere. She's become the little shadow, as we like to call her. So everywhere that Sassy goes, Midnight always follows her, and it is just extremely, extremely adorable. I love it. Okay. Sidebar. Let's see here. I'm going to start off with, I'm just going to randomly grab my works in progress now. So I came to realize that it is almost Father's Day, and I needed to quickly grab something from my stash and cast on for Father's Day, because I always loved to knit a pair of socks for my partner in crime. He is so knit-worthy. He wears my socks every single day. He does not wear store-bought socks anymore, and this man, he deserves another pair. And I decided, I went into my stash and I wanted to see what I could pull out, and I found this one. Now, I did kind of rip the tag on this. I think I got overly excited when I went to cake it up, but you can still see a bit of the tag here. It is Timber Yarns, and it is in the, whoops, am I holding it right? No, I'm not. In the Marled Highlander colorway. Are you gonna focus? Ooh. Okay, it doesn't really want to focus. That's okay. Marled Highlander by Timber Yarns. And this is what it looks like in the cake. It is a self-striping yarn, but it is marled with like this black going through it. So it is a, I don't know, I can't remember if it was an 80-20. I can't quite remember. But it did come in 2 50-gram skeins, which I really love when doing socks. So here is the first sock. I really, really love the marled, the black marl. It is so pretty. So I got this started. I am ready to do the heel on this one. So I'm gonna do that and then hopefully get that knocked out by next weekend, It shouldn't be too hard. I really love working with it. It is a super soft base. I really, really love it. So it shouldn't be too hard to do. So these are kind of my priority at the moment. So I got those. And then everything work in progress wise is socks. Not that y'all should be surprised with that. I did cast on another pair of socks. This one, I have no idea what the yarn is. It is a self-striping, self-patterning yarn. It was just in my stash and it was already caked up, so I thought that I would use it. It has the feel of a regia or an opal, which it probably is either or, but I just don't have the tag anymore for it, unfortunately. But it is a really pretty purple and black, which I really love. Or maybe like a charcoal, not black. And I'm still on sock 1. But here it is. It's very pretty. And I just picked up my stitches for the gusset, so I'm decreasing right now. And this is sock 1. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty. And it's actually nice to work with like a regia or an opal. It has that more rustic feel to it. So that has been a nice change, and it feels nice to be working out of my stash and getting stuff worked up. Alrighty. So I got another pair going here, and unfortunately I did not bring the tag with me, but that's okay. This one is Polka Dot Creek. This was a sock set that I got last summer. They kind of did like an ice cream collection, and I believe this was part of it. So it came with this mini, which reminds me like of a waffle cone, and it came with a 50-gram self-straightening, and it was called Funfetti. So I decided, of course, surprise, surprise, to cast on a pair of socks. So and it does look a little bit, the yarn looks a bit rough because I had already started to cast on with this yarn to do something else. I was going to make a gnome, and I decided I wanted socks instead. So it looks a little bit rough, but once it gets washed, it'll even out. But here is what it looks like. They're going to be semi-short socks. I already got my gusset worked up here. My heel flap, I should say. And now I'm going to do the heel turn. It is so pretty. I really love this one. So Polka Dot Creek Funfetti is the colorway of this one. And I am super, super excited for that pair of socks. That is going to be so much fun. Alrighty. So, the last, is that the last? Yes, the last sock whip that I have. I'm not going to bother putting this one on a blocker, but I shared this one with you guys last week. These are my matching socks that I'm doing with my friend Angel. So I finished the first one. So fun. And I am currently working on the second. So just quickly, I will show you the tag. Rose Hill Yarns. It's kind of hard to see. This is on her fingering weight base. 463 yards, and it came with 2 20-gram minis, and it is in the Camp Life colorway. Okay, I do not know why. There we go. If I could stop shaking. So yeah, it's a 75/25 superwash merino nylon base. And let's just... So the first mini that came with it was the brown. We almost lost the tripod. Thanks to Midnight and Sassy. And now the second one is this pretty green. Yeah, it is. It's not really that kind of green. It's more of, it's slightly different, but that's okay. And then we have our main skein. So for the first sock, I decided to do the brown for my cuff and for my heel. So for the second sock, I decided to do the green. So here's what I have so far. And I am working on the gusset decreases now. And then the toe will be in the same color as the cuff. So these ones are almost done. I was hoping to have them done, but it just did not happen. It just did not happen. I felt like working on something that was slightly heavier in weight last night, so I cast it on a dishcloth. I finished it. I just didn't bother bringing it, but yeah. I just wanted to work on something different, so it is what it is. So that is my Camp Life socks. They're almost done, and I am super excited about that. Okay, so I'm going to get another sip of coffee, and I have one more whip that I'm going to share with you. It's in my cute little kitty cat bag. This fabric is so perfect. I found it at Fabricville and it could not match me any better. So I had to make myself a bag with it. Okay. Just gonna... Okay. So I started and I shared this on the last podcast. I wanted to do the Cartography Hat by Tincanknits, and I had casted it on with some camp fiber yarns, and I really loved the combination that I picked, but unfortunately, as I was working through the color work, it just was not contrasting enough, and I really didn't like that. So I think I was saying last time I don't want to frog it, but I might. Well, I totally did frog it, just because you couldn't see it. So I went into my stash and I reassessed. I had this skein here, very beautiful color. This was already caked up and did not have a tag on it, surprise, but I'm pretty sure this is Yarn Indulgences. It's a DK weight. And then for my second color, I had some Sirdar Snuggly, which is a DK, in just a white. So I thought that I would put those two together to do the hat, and I am super happy with it so far. So just give me 1 second here. I don't want to lose my stitches. So here's what I have so far. There's two options for the brim. You can do it a little bit longer if you wanted to fold it up. I chose not to. I kind of went in between sizes for the brim. I didn't want to fold it, but I wanted it to be slightly longer to make sure it covered my ears. And then there is the start of the color work. Very, very beautiful. I think I'm through chart 1. And I'm working on the next chart right now. I'm a little bit slower when it comes to color work, but I also haven't touched this in a couple days, so we shall see how it turns out, but I'm really, really loving this knit so far. I will have it linked below because I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing it correctly. All right, so that's it for the knitting content of it. I do have some stash enhancement to share with you guys this week. So if you are interested in seeing what I picked up, then please stay tuned. And if you're not, if that's kind of not your thing, then thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys soon. So, okay, let's start off. I was a bad girl. I bought some yarn. Don't regret it at all. I ended up making an order with Jenna of Novaknits, and I picked up 2 skeins of her yarn. It does not have the tags on it, so I cannot tell you what the base is, but it is in the Seashells colorway, and it is stunning. It is fingering weight. So I'm kind of thinking for these, I'm going to do some type of fingering weight shawl. Don't know which one yet. I'm thinking maybe the octave. I'm not sure. But we'll see. I might make it into a 2 skein shawl because you can go as far as you want with it. Or I might do something else. Not sure yet. But I just knew that when she did her update and showed these, that I had to grab some. So I got those. And then I did an order with Area 51 Fibers. I'm going to say currently right now, Area 51 Fibers has got to be my favorite yarn dyer, just because it's self-striping yarn and you can buy them in 50 grams, which I think is perfect. So the first one, okay, they're all on her Sturdy Alien base, which is an 80-20 and 213 yards per 50 grams. So the first one here is called Ice Cream Gnome. And like I said, these are all self-striping. This one I cannot wait to get into. She always shows you what they look like knit up, and this one looked really beautiful. The next one I got is kind of Halloween-y, but I really loved it. I couldn't pass it up. It is called Don't Wake the Pumpkins. I could not pass this one up, guys. It is so beautiful. I think these are going to be my socks. They have to be my socks. And then the last one I got is National Find a Rainbow Day. How beautiful is that? And this one I can't wait to knit up either because it's going to be so bright and fun. So that is what I picked up. I did get some Barocco yarn. I have a I'm doing the Stitch in Time blanket by Kay Jones. I've shown it many times before. It is a blanket, kind of like scrappy blanket that I've been doing for a couple years now. I needed to get more white for the border, so I ended up ordering that, but I'm not going to bother showing that. But yeah, that's my little haul, and it's so much fun. So yeah, that's what I have to share with you all today. I'm actually surprised that this podcast went by so fast, but yeah, what are you guys working on? As you can see, I am in full sock mode. I think I am up to pair 22 right now of finished socks for 2025. And as I've said before, I don't have a specific goal. I know some people are doing 25 pairs of socks for 2025. I can't remember who's hosting that. But I'm not doing that. I'm just going to keep knitting all the socks, and at the end of the year, tally it all up and see what I actually accomplished. But the fact that I've already accomplished 22 pairs of socks so far this year, it makes me super, super happy. So it's actually been a lot of fun. But yeah, just working on all the socks, dreaming of casting on more socks, and just having a ball with it. So yeah, leave your comments down below. Tell me what you're working on, and hopefully I will see you guys in 2 weeks. So until then, enjoy the weather, enjoy peace and relaxation and your crafting, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.